Things were going well for me and the other Vs. It was a day before Extermination Day. I've heard word through Sir Pinchas's shirt since I put a tiny little camera that picks up audio on Sir Pinchas's clothes, so I was easily able to hear anything that Sir Pinchas heard, listening in and seeing everything. I knew Extermination Day was coming tomorrow for a fact. As I gathered the Vs, I would throw them both an outfit. Wear this. It will stop the blast from destroying you. Luckily, all of these overlords will be destroyed, and when that day comes, when tomorrow happens, hell will belong to the Vs, as we all started to laugh. As the night passed, I simply had a good time. I drank a little, spent time with Valentino, and just enjoyed myself. Until finally it was tomorrow, and Extermination Day was about to happen. As the day passed, I waited eagerly, as I was finally ready for me to do this. I was finally ready for me to get my revenge against the angels that insulted me, that defeated me, that mangled me, that injured me, that made me into this cyborg, and turned me into a puppet before I eventually freed myself. As the day came, angels came down to the hotel, all fighting, as the cannibals fought. However, suddenly, overlords would show up out of nowhere and attack the angels. They were shocked. As Adam was fighting the radio demon, suddenly I would appear behind him, shooting him with fire. As I would say, "Looks like you could use some help, my friend." Alistair would say, "Huh, yes, I could say that." Adam would say, "Who the hell are you?" "Me, I'm the loser of the game you didn't even know you were playing." Adam looked at me and said, "Is that a reference to something?" "I feel like that's a reference." I said, "Yeah, it's a reference to..." Suddenly Adam would hit me and say, "Shut up. It's time I get rid of you both. You honestly thought you could challenge me? I'm Adam, the first man. I mean, really, you all came from my nutsack, and you're trying to challenge me?" I would laugh and say, "Oh, Adam, you are so barbaric. I used to be like you, rely solely on my power to get everything, simply order people around. It wasn't until I lost badly, until I lost everything, is when I realized there's a weapon far stronger than you, far stronger than anything, and that's the mind. If you master this weapon, you can defeat anyone." Adam would then just look at me and say, "Really? You're gonna hit me with that philosophical bullcrap? Come on, man. It seems like the first man wasn't an intellectual. Maybe he wasn't as smart as I thought." Adam then got pissed and said, "You call me dumb?" As I looked at him and said, "I don't know. What do you think?" As I smirked, Adam would simply punch me. As he got mad, he continued to fight me. As this distracted him, so Alistair can pull out his little device. As then he threw it onto the ground, as suddenly a massive explosion was heard. A shockwave, so massive it destroyed all glass in the nearby area. As Adam fell to the floor, began to cough up blood, as the rest of the exorcists did. As I looked around, but I noticed something. The overlords, they didn't die. They should have died with the angels. Why are they still breathing? That's not fair. I was going to take over everything. As I began to breathe heavily, Alistair looked at me and said, "Oh, I replicated the clothes you gave me and gave it to all of them. Don't worry, they don't know about your true plan. They think you're a hero." I decided to change things up a bit. "You seem pretty glum. Of course, if you change your mind, you can always come with a new plan to get rid of them all. But maybe instead of ruling this place, what you really desire is admiration?" I'd look at Alistair and say, "But if the hotel is destroyed too, you could get your..." Alistair would laugh and say, "Oh, I wouldn't get my freedom. It would make it worse, actually. But this will be entertaining to see how this plays out." As Alistair laughed, he disappeared. As I would walk down, everyone looked at me. Charlie said, "I regret that we had to do this, but you're the one who made that device, right?" I would say, "Yeah," confused. She would look at me with a serious look as she slowly walked up to me. I was scared. After all, this was Lucifer's daughter. I knew everyone said she was nice, but what if Alistair told her my plan? My plan was to get rid of everyone, destroy the hotel, and rule hell. She could destroy me and tell everyone. If everyone knew, the V's would be destroyed. including me. I would look at her nervously as I would say, yeah? And she would walk up to me and hug me. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you! Thanks to you, we're saved! Hooray! Angel just said, so you're the one who made that device? Alistair told us to wear special clothes. Those angels didn't see it coming. As we would all rejoice, we would go back in the hotel and throw a party. And I was shocked. Everyone there seemed happy with me. My plan went off without a hitch, but it didn't really do what I wanted. I mean, the overlords are still alive, but they all look up to me now at least. As we all started to drink and have a good time, Valentino would walk up to me and say, so, this was your real plan? I would look at him and say, yeah, as then I would wink, as Valentino would be shocked. It seems like everyone was supposed to be destroyed. However, at least they were able to enjoy themselves. Angel didn't like having Valentino there, and Charlie didn't like that either, but we all fought together, so it was only right we all drank together. As we enjoyed our time together, everyone would eventually leave the hotel, except for me. To be honest, I didn't know what to do now. I mean, a plan like this, how could I get all the overlords together again? This was my first sure way to wipe them all out. And if I tried something, Alistair could tell on me. Honestly, part of me was expecting this to be a trap, that they were all going to attack me, but they never did. I waited there with my guard up, but nothing happened. And it got later and later and later and later. As I began to get tired, I would yawn. As Charlie would say, we have plenty of rooms available, since we only have 2 guests. Since we won, I'm sure more people want to join our hotel. Speaking of which, do you want to join? I would look and say, I'll think about it. Probably not, but it is getting kind of late. Do you mind if I crash here for tonight? I promise I won't inconvenience you. Charlie would smile and say, of course not, as I would go up and go to bed. I was quite worried and have my guard up. I would spend hours that night waiting for them to come into my room and attack me, but nothing happened. Eventually I passed out from exhaustion. Meanwhile, we cut to Charlie and Alistair. Alistair would sigh and say, there we go. I did your dumb plan. You really think this is gonna work? Definitely. I mean, he had the plan to help us out to begin with. He just wanted to wipe out all the other overlords, so I just tweaked it a little bit. Now that everyone likes him, he'll have no need to be a bad guy. Deep down, he's just a big softie. He's misunderstood. We'll treat him with kindness. He'll want to come back here and eventually get redeemed. It'll be so amazing. Alistair sighs and says, very well, but this will backfire. He will try some other scheme, and this time he won't tell me. I just hope this time his scheme isn't as clever. As Alistair then walked out. Hours would pass. As I woke up, I would walk down. I was about to walk out of the hotel when Charlie stopped me. Nifty would run up and say, hey there, I made you breakfast. I looked down at Nifty and said, thank you. It was eggs, bacon, and toast. I started to eat, and I started to enjoy myself. She gave me orange juice. What's with the hospitality? Charlie would say, well, you did save us all, of course. Besides, we thought you could use a friend. You being with Valentino and Velvet aren't exactly the best friends. I would say, you don't know them when they're alone. Angel would say, I do, as he looked down sad. As then I would look at him and say, well, just... There was a silence in the air. It seemed I touched a nerve. I was about to walk out and leave, but Charlie said, wait, don't go. At least drink your orange juice. She gave me orange juice, and I drank it. And I started to talk to them and actually enjoy myself. I talked to Charlie and the rest for a few hours, having a nice conversation before I walked back to V's tower. As I went back to the tower, Valentina was sitting there saying, oh, so you didn't go home with me, Nico? Instead, you went over there with them, as he rolled his eyes. Our plan backfired. Backfired? What do you mean? I'm popular. We can make so many business deals with them now that they all like me. I can be the new face. Valentina got up and said, why would I want you to be the face of us when I can be the face? My sexy face, not yours. Me and Valentina would then start to argue and yell at each other, as then we got to fight, as Velvet says, ugh. You two, just shut up and get along.
I would say I'm not gonna fight you, Valentino. I thought you'd be happy for me, but you're jealous. All you care about is yourself. That's all you care about. That's all you ever will care about. You don't care about me or anything else. Valentino said, that's not true, as I walked to my room and slammed the door. Velvet laughed and said, what are you gonna do now? He's the most popular person. You know, if you dated him officially, you could use that. Valentino looked down sad. Velvet grabbed him and said, if we lose him, our business is going to be in shambles. You are going to date him. I know you like him, so what's the problem? Valentino said, if I do that, then I might lose out on some things. He doesn't care if you have fun with other people. Just do it. Valentino sighs and says, fine. And that is going to leave things off. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think of this video so far in the comments below.